In 2024, a gaming YouTuber, I think, has been kidnapped due to annoying references of this man who will not be named due to legal reasons. However, after much persuading, she has now been allowed to review another game in hopes of maybe righting some wrongs and maybe being let free.
And now for something completely different.
Well, I found it. A good Mascot horror game. You see, I kind of don't like Mascot horror very much. Yeah, I know, how ironic coming from the woman whose most popular video is on a FNAF clone. But in all fairness, I never liked how this genre put less emphasis on horror, instead making sure their characters weren't too scary, so kids wouldn't buy a Hello Neighbor mask. Marked down from £15. I can't wait for my child to be bullied. Not only this, but putting priority into getting the attention of MatPat, and just diverting less and less from being a good game in hopes of having that sweet, sweet lore, though Alice Angel is hot. Don't judge me. But one trend that some of these games have in common is that they all took things that were popular in the 90s, be it Charles Entertainment Cheese, Timothy Burton, and for this video, Furbies. You know, these little fuckers. I know I'm not a 90s kid, but because I have Nirvana in my playlist, I'm pretty much a scholar of this decade.
I shitted in my pants. I am for real.
So, getting something that's universally agreed on being the most terrifying thing ever to grace this fucking planet, and combining it with the same audience of 9-year-olds who watched Don't Say It, Don't Think It, Don't Say It, Don't Think It, you'd assume this game would be pretty well known, right? No, it fell off the face of the planet. And it's a damn shame, because this is more than just a spooky game designed for kids and money number 420, especially when there's more to this than just riding the coattails of Freddy Fazbear. With an atmosphere so thick and uncomfortable, designs that use the uncanny valley feeling extremely well, and gameplay which is way too fun than it has any right to be. Overall, I think Tattletail is the best Mascot horror game, brackets, that I've played. I still want to check out My Friendly Neighborhood. It looks like if Resident Evil and the Muppets got drunk and had a baby. Plus Silent Hill 3 is also canon because of Robbie the Rabbit. But shut up, I need a snappy title. After being kicked into the first night, cough cough FNAF, but the music used in this intro sounds more like I'm being debriefed on stealing something from Tesco instead of a countdown to Christmas. Now, as you can see, each night we are given a task right into our readiness, and because we were a little shit, we were compelled to open our Christmas presents early, wake up mother,
holy fuck, Stewie, I'm shitting,
and accidentally find out holding escape kicks you into the main menu. Exploring the basement, we open the present, and what's this? It's Tattletail, the name of the game. Also, I hate his guts. The first 3 nights are basically tutorials. This night teaches us Tattletail's 3 needs that we need to take care of: food, charging, and brushing. And if you decide to roleplay as the average Great British mother and neglect any of these 3 needs, Tattletail will make you know.
Shut up, guys!
But after this very exciting night of clicking on a fridge, Tattletail gets tired and we wrap him up. Don't answer the phone? Who are you, my dad? Oh. Yeah, after that appropriate phone call, we leave and go to bed. Day 2 begins with Tattletail deciding to climb inside a washing machine, and then we decide to break a random vase. Yeah, I think we deserve death. And I just want to complain about the flashlight really quick, because this is the worst flashlight I've ever used in a video game. Normal flashlights in horror games usually have you press a button and it'll stay lit. Maybe lose batteries if the developers feel a little bit spicy that day. But here, we have this little shit stain of a light source. Activating it has you shake it, only for it to die in like 10 seconds. And if this isn't enough of a reason to want to die, a certain someone we'll talk about later can kill your flashlight and then leave you in the dark, only to start this frustrating flashlight overburst of pain. Oh, and another thing I hate about it as well is that if you don't use this, then once again, Tattletail, as per. But after all this is over, everything seems okay. But Steam does say this is a horror game, so I doubt that's the case. Back to bed, Tattletail. Now, I hope nothing triggers my phobia of knocking doors. I hate everything. I'll be honest though, unlike the previous night, which acts like a tutorial for how to deal with Tattletail and his various needs, this night doesn't really do much apart from introducing the flashlight, but overall it just tries to spook you. But something I want to know on is how uncomfortable I was playing through these first 2 nights. I think it's the setting. A normal house is something I can relate to, and not whatever the fuck Garten of Banban has, which is why the 4th Freddy Five Nights scares me in particular. But something this game does better is having a design which is actually realistic and not a monster with 50 million sets of teeth. Hun, bad teeth don't scare me, I live in Britain. Now despite all this, I still wanted to cry of fear. The next video isn't about cry of fear, I just really like that game. You sick fuck! So, the next night, we can finally have a threat. Fuck me.
I said I'm not afraid anymore!
Mama's looking after you.
Wake up and investigate the grinding noise. It's me and your dad. got him. This is Mama Tattletail, and I'm seriously scared of a character called Mama. What have I become? And despite a name I seriously cannot take seriously, inserting this tape gives us a scene which takes the cake as the most creepy fucking thing the game has up its sleeve.
Children thought that Mama would never find them as long as she couldn't see them. Mama could still hear the children. The pitter-patter of their little feet led Mama right to them. Then Mama found the children, every last one, and put them right back to bed.
It's something about the out-of-tune background music, the really creepy delivery of the lines, and the ulterior motive of the whole thing. Well done, Tattletail, you get the made me shit my pants reward. Bringing the purple turd back to Mama, and she's no longer there. Back to bed again! Oh, what's that? I can finally die. Fuck. I can finally talk about the mechanics because this is what made me want to make this video. Mama wants to murder me because reasons. This is where that funny little story earlier comes into play. You see, when Mother is within murdering range, she makes a grinding noise which in any noise you make, it will kill you. And a creepy detail I really like is that in the darkness, all you can see of Mama are two red beams of light staring you down. But it's fine, we haven't got Tattletail being an annoying little shit, so all we really need to do is sit there and shut up and blow up. Something I wonder though is, if Mama is this upset over us making any slight bit of noise, then what happens if my actual mother and father have a friendly shouting match? Or does she just hate kids for some reason? So that's all the tutorial levels done. Night 1 taught us Tattletail's needs, Night 2 taught us how the flashlight works, and Night 3 taught us how Mama works. Could this have all been done in just 1 or 2 nights and therefore have more of the game actually playing instead of just learning the ropes? Making replaying this lose all impact and dread because you know you can't die?
Yes.
You want to play hide and seek?
How about no?
We wake up again. This is actually beginning to get old game. We get into the garage to find another Tattletail. Double the engagement. Oh, they want to play hide and seek. Never mind, Mother's here. And now the real game begins. Because each time piss-colored Tattletail tries to hide, we must survive from Mama and for an increasing amount of time. The survival now becomes trying to be a good mother and feed your child whilst also having to keep quiet and stay out of the way of Mama. And I love this. The game has taken care of us and taught us how to play, but now that we know how to swim, the developers have thrown us into the middle of the ocean in hopes of us maybe being able to swim. But each second we don't drown is a miracle. Analogies. And now that everything has finally come into place, the game becomes a surprisingly in-depth gameplay experience, making sure all bars are not empty or else Tattletail will tattle on you to Mama, whilst also making sure you have the flashlight on. And if the stars align to say fuck you,
you crazy bitch!
you can just say random shit and Mama could kill you. I don't think it happened to me, but it probably can. I hope you're ready for an epic first try winning time lapse. After all this is finally over, the piss-colored Tattletail gives us a VHS, which we can put inside of our TV in the bedroom. That's clearly a dead body. I'll give the game this though, the music that plays during this tape is genuinely really creepy. It's no Silent Hill music, but it's far from bad. And now we have more questions put on the table from this tape. Mainly, the fuck is wrong with Mama? Because whatever it is has caused the creative company, Wha Electronics, to discontinue her production. Which, by the way, I really love that name. And they have a real website which directs to the Steam page. Hello, editing me here. So, the devs who made Tattletail are also called Wha Electronics, which is why they have the website. I just wanted to clear up any confusion, I am so sorry. But with a really nice and authentic 90s website. Anyway, this is just something I wanted to point out because it's a really neat way to make this universe seem real.
You also like water? I love water!
Final night, final night, final night. Now Tattletail wakes us up for a party for Mama, in which we must take him to the basement and also collect some of his friends. The first one being next to a Christmas tree in desperate needs of a Minecraft YouTuber, but at least it's not that far from the hairbrush. And the second little shit in the garage actually caused me my first death.
You should kill yourself now!
But this is how I learned that death meant going all the way back to the beginning. Yeah. After we have now taken Tattletail's friends to the basement, we have to go get some supplies. Cupcakes, Christmas lights, and candles. Oh, we're summoning Satan. No, actually. Instead, this ritual is to banish Mama and hopefully have her leave and never bother us again. But because we only have 40 minutes of playtime, Mama decides to hide candles in the vases all around the basement. Something I really want to complain about here is that because breaking open the vases causes noises, along with how aggressive Mama was here, This meant that every attempt would take fucking forever, let alone with how often I would die from shaking the flashlight despite not hearing any grinding noises. Half an hour. This section took me half a fucking hour, but I did it. And it's a shame that this is how Tattletail ended. Honestly, everything up to this was so thick with the most oppressive and unnerving atmosphere. Kinda annoying, but oh well. We finally relight all the candles and destroy the tape banishing Mother forever, and we go back to bed one final time.
There's no games on it!
It's Christmas, and before we wake up our parents, we open it up. Jump scare. Yeah, it turns out the ritual fails, and Mama has probably killed us and moved on to probably kill our parents. And I like this ending a lot. I know it's not canon, the canon ending being just getting Tattletail, which is achieved by collecting all the eggs throughout the game. And oh yeah, I neglected to mention these. They're all throughout the house and are a collectathon thing this game has. Look, as much as I like this game, I absolutely despise collecting things in video games. However, despite its really short runtime, I think you should go check Tattletail out. It's like £3 and it'll probably go down on a Steam sale. And to be honest, this is probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been playing a game. I can't put it into words, it's really hard to explain. Maybe it's the uncanny faces of Tattletail and Mama. Maybe it's the relatable creepy feeling of being a kid walking around the house late at night. Or I'm probably just a pussy, who fucking knows? I guess we're done here. I just really wish the game was longer. I beat it in just over an hour, and I was thirsting for more. I wanted more of a challenge of the gameplay. I still wanted to know what the fuck was up with Mama. Hang on, I just got a note from my kidnappee. There's a DLC?
This is your brains on drugs.
So, the Kaliedoscope DLC is a free add-on. On the one hand, the visuals are really funky and cool. That's it! Other than that, it's more boring than becoming a responsible member of society. But what better way to show you what I mean than by clicking on the funny little Kaleidoscope button and playing through the DLC. We go through the nights from the main game, however this time goes backwards, starting with opening Tattletail for Christmas. And this is the only time I was ever uncomfortable playing this. I actually thought something was going to jump out at me here. Then we receive letters basically telling us that our memories have somehow become corrupted and try and fix that shit so Tattletail no longer sounds like he's smacked out on fentanyl.
What the hell? No way!
But other than that, it's drawn out a lot. Oh look, Mama and Tattletails are having a wholesome party. Oh look, Mama and Tattletails are by the Christmas tree. Oh look, Mama and Tattletails fix the vase we smash. I get it, kinda wholesome, but it's half the fucking DLC and it's very boring. Although you can end the DLC early by going to bed instead of going through the door, which starts the thing. And the fact that this is a thing actually took me as a surprise. Well done, you made me laugh. But now after redoing all this again, the things I do for content, we go through this thing called the Kaleidoscope, which is like a dreamscape thing. Look and marvel at the geometry. Literally, nothing in this area changes the gameplay at all. The visuals are neat, I get it, but it doesn't feel like they truly went all out with them. But that isn't where my disappointment lies, because I don't think Tattletail even needed a DLC like the Kaleidoscope, as it didn't answer any of my questions that were left when finishing the main game, because we still don't know what Mama is, especially when at the game it's implied she's a fucking demon. And then when that's sidelined for, oh, but what about the main character's amnesia, it kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth. We've got to go look for a VHS to fix everything wrong here, which includes the most subtle lore drop ever.
She was never banned.
Are you sure about that?
After all this, we get into a final chase with Mama, where Tattletail got me killed. Glad to see nothing's changed, but we get out and Tattletail gives us a cute message. And that's the Kaleidoscope DLC. Took me 3 minutes to explain and half an hour to beat. And despite an interesting concept, it failed to scratch the itch for more content. If you can't tell, I do not like the Kaleidoscope DLC very much. Main game still kicks ass though. But before I go, I want to talk about why Tattletail had the fate that it did. Because it's truly a shame. This game deserves all the praise it gets. Not you, Kaleidoscope. Putting the horror in Mascot horror and being genuinely fun. I always love horror games balancing different things to avoid death. And here, I enjoyed balancing the bars whilst running around the house like a chicken with its head cut off. But I think the reason this game never got the fame I think it deserves was the lack of sequels. Example, Freddy Fazbear 1 came out, people liked it. Freddy Fazbear 2 came out 3 months later, and it kept the little kids happy, and made people excited for Freddy Fazbear 3. Freddy Fazbear 3 came out, it was pretty bad, but it's fine, because we didn't have to wait for Freddy Fazbear 4. Do you see what I mean? The reason Tattletail never got the deserved hype I think it deserves was the lack of more games. We got Tattletail and only Tattletail, and I don't think it was enough for the blink and you miss it culture of YouTube Let's Plays back in 2016. But I'm kinda glad nothing was made, because it could stain the legacy. No Tattletail Funko Pops, no Tattletail NFTs. But it's not that the developers fell off too though. In fact, the main dev made Neon White, and although I haven't played it myself, goddamn it looks fun. Let's hope Mascot Horror gets more games like Tattletail in the future. Because goddamn am I sick of yet another Mascot Horror game set in an abandoned toy factory with a bright coloured sharp teeth monster. Oh, and if you're wondering where I am right now, I was let go, and I even got a Christmas present from the guy birthday. Isn't that sweet?